Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Trials of Mana. I'm the Mysterious JG. Bad shit's happening. We opened a portal, or did we? It's kind of unclear. Fairy claims that what we did couldn't have opened the portal as wide as it opened. The the Crimson Wizard seems to have suggested, that what the bad guys have been up to, in combination with our efforts, forced the gates open wide enough that they can fly the Gigantress, as we have had covered in expository dialogue, is the... And it's weird, like, to set it up, it seems like, oh, Gigantress, that's going to be a really cool level later, where we're fighting around on this map that is a flying airship. I don't recall that ever happening, actually. It's just kind of a neat fantasy airship design that only really appears in the plot scenes. If I recall correctly, I might be wrong. But yeah, it appears that our efforts... Did I mention it's Trials of Mana on Mysterious JG? It's Trials of Mana on Mysterious JG. Our efforts seem to have just kind of played into the hands of our enemies. Whether we opened the portal or enabled them to open it, it's a dumbass Solid Snake prepping the nuclear launch keys and handing them to Liquid situation. What we did is actually we needed to do it. We're not going to solve our various quests. We're never bringing Carl, Kevin's dog, back to life without getting to the Man of Holy Land, of course. But it has played into the hands of the villains, certainly. And the multicolored hairs of the different wolf people. But at the end of the last video, we found out the Crimson Wizard. Don't know if the Queen of Reason is on the ship or not. Or if he is simply acting in her stead. He seems to be flying into the Man of Holy Land to take over the world for Altena. The Crimson Wizard, with Death Jester, Gourmand, whatever at his side... Probably about to say something evil here. And there may be even more baddies taking advantage of the situation if I were just to shut up and let the plots continue.
Your Majesty, beastmen subjects, now is the time to invade the sanctuary of mana. Once you get the Sword of Mana, the human world will tremble at your feet. You can create a beastman utopia.
Basically a forest where it's always night and humans aren't allowed. And wait, you kind of already have that.
Does that sound equitable, your furry majesty?
Oh, he's a furry?
Proceed with your plan.
Beautiful
Yes,
bitches and handsome beasts,
Now
proceed
then.
with your plan.
Guards!
He's a furry, see.
We're off to the front lines.
He really likes playing that, like, one cat lady character in, oh god, what the hell is the name of it? The Capcom fighter where he plays all these supernatural goofs. Darkstalkers. Yeah, he likes Felicia and Darkstalkers. That's his favorite. So the Beast King seems to be like, yeah, whatever. Now, why didn't they just do this at the beginning of the movies? Drop off the ring in the volcano right from the start. And it's because the Nazgul would have flown up and stopped them, but, you know, it's more fun to nitpick at that as though it was a real flaw than it is to actually point out that it wouldn't really have worked. The forces of Mordor would have been able to stop the Eagles, I believe. Certainly after they split up, Joe Walsh went solo with In the City.
Malocchio?
It's been a really long day, and I hate the fucking Eagles, man. Let's get back to the story.
What is it?
What's with your name?
They have opened the portal to the sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
Are you prepared?
You forget to whom you speak.
Who am I speaking
Of
to?
the two of us, you are the one who is late.
Well, I don't
Now,
even have a
What
period.
news
I
do you
couldn't
have
be
of His
pregnant.
Dark Majesty.
He used the last of his essence to bring the Darkstone back from Avolia and into this realm. His Dark Majesty has perished.
Too bad, so
Then it
sad.
is proceeding as he planned. I have prepared the vessel that will bring us through the portal.
My
and into
giant
the
breasts will
sanctuary of
float us
Mana.
there.
Let us cast off.
You cast off.
Once we have the Mana Sword, we can easily revive his Dark Majesty. With his dark powers, we can transform this realm into Mavolia itself. We cannot fail in this mission, or His Majesty will be lost forever.
Remarkable. I didn't do that nearly as weird as the guy from the actual Twilight movie. Remarkable. Remarkable. It really is like Rift Tracks always references. I'm sorry, I paused the game like 20 times already. They always reference this one moment from the Twilight movies, and even when they do like they're making fun of the line, it's never as bad as the line actually is in the real Twilight movie. So the portal to the Mana Holy Land is up, and we can't get to it. That's like even of the bad guys flying into the Mana Holy Land, their ship is the one that I have the least idea how the hell it's supposed to be working. Were there like hot air balloons attached to it that I missed? That might be it. I remember one of them being very like steampunky, balloon heavy back in the day. So probably that third one had like balloons. I was too busy talking about the frickin' guy from Twilight to notice. So now we got to go get an airship, but that's good. I've been waiting for that portion of the plot.
Is everyone okay?
Are you okay, Buster Wolf?
But how do we get to that? I mean, the portal's way up there.
We'd need like 5 of those ladders from
Wait.
Death Stranding.
I heard that the goddess of Mana's emissary, the winged defender, lives on the tallest peak.
Oh, just keep making shit up, why don't you?
Spirit that oversees both land and sky.
Yeah, he lets Guillermo take care of the sea, but
Oh, hang on. I think my teacher Jose was going on and on about it during my lessons once.
God, I hate him. I hope he's died since I was last in Altena.
Cerebral. Nope. It was... Oh! I got it.
There's a part of me really wishes that she would make up with Jose at the end of this. That is not something they bother to do, but at least when they wrote this, maybe this happens in the original too. I like the throwback to Jose. It's just the idea of this kind of probably slightly boring and doddering, but ultimately like trying his best for Angela, who's super frustrated and maybe taking a little bit of this out on the Jose. I like that concept. That at some point she actually comes to regard him with some fondness. I way overthought the Angela prequel portion of the story because it was my favorite of the prequel portions. But the notion that, like, Jose or the other guy, Victor, would get, like, pumped for information by the Crimson Wizard and his agents. Like, just the notion of them being tortured for, like, where did Angela go? Like, yeah, we never find out anything like that happened. We never hear from those characters again, as far as I recall. And my impression, like, just such a minor thing, but I had such a different impression of Victor in this game, just based on the fact that his eyebrows were knitted every time he talked to you. I suddenly decided he was an asshole. Oh no, I want to change the camera angle so we can see her playing. Luckily, no matter which character you select as your main, all of them are capable of playing the flute. No sexual innuendos to be made about Angela or Rise being skilled with the flute. Like, no, everybody can play the flute with, I guess, sufficient skill to summon a Gamera.
Gamera's dancing go-go.
And the Celestial Peak, not that surprisingly if you think about it. Oh, never mind. Is it where I thought it was? Oh, it's not. Oh, yeah. Okay. It's in Heaven's Way. It's a path we did not take, or we could not take before. But it's, yeah, we've already been fighting in mountain area for the Wind Spirit, and that is, in fact, where we need to be. Where the hell are we? We are on Obveles. It didn't really seem to want to tell me that.
Don't take your time, Turtle. We got to move. Hurry to the place where we will get the transportation mode that will replace you forever.
And he's like, you think that's a problem for me? You think I like being beholden to you guys? I mean, because he's Gamera. Let's face it, Kenny softens my image. I can destroy an entire city block, and then it's rescue Kenny. I come out smelling like a rose. We found out in one of the Mystery Science Theater episodes that Gamera is apparently Mike Nelson wearing a turtle shell on his back while living inside of a giant turtle shell. He is apparently somehow... That represents Gamera.
Someone in Laurent might know about Celestial Peak. My mother might have been on that ship. Hurry!
Those are two separate thoughts, Angela, that you kind of cram together.
All right, we'll clear your way. Leave it to me. Run!
Well, arguably, I should be fighting these guys to build up our blue crystals. Although it does that extremely slowly. Oh, wow.
Time to celebrate. Let's get moving.
We've hit the point where even Angela, with a charge shot, can one-shot one of those guys when it's armored. In fairness, I wasn't doing charge shots that much. Maybe I should be using them, particularly on armored guys. I think this has a higher percentage chance of knocking the armor off than the equivalent, like 3 or 4, quote, heavy strikes. I got Harpy Fangs. I don't think they do a whole lot of good for us. I think I'm going to rely on periodically finding blue vases to get most of our charge back for Angela. So everybody else is already maxed. Stop. Shit time. Oh, no, this isn't the right way. I'm heading back to their secret. Okay, you know what? I'm all the way here. I'm just a touch curious. Can we even get back in the secret base? And if we can, is anything going on there? And since we're already here, we'll take a quick peek. It is unlikely that this is going to really be worth the effort, but you never know. I was going to figure out what I'm going to do for supper. No food is particularly appealing right now with the infusion drugs. I might want to just do some cereal or something light. Or I might want to order something that's really appealing, but not that filling. Fans of my Neo series know that I had a mental breakdown with excitement about the idea of finding a decent ramen place, so I will try not to.
What are you doing? We finished up what we have to do here. Honestly, you'd be lost without me.
I like that. You gonna have something similar? So, why are we here? I think we have better places to be, yeah. Okay, I like that. I like that. But I am still going to go back to the actual prison cells. Oh, but those are a level below. To try to confirm there's nothing else going on. There's certainly no NPCs marked that we can interact with. But I'll just take a quick peek back here. But yeah, that's kind of a fun way for them to tell you, you're wasting your time. We could take this over. Like how the LeBlanc Syndicate just takes over Guado Salam. You all know what I'm talking about, right? Everybody knows about the time the LeBlanc Syndicate took over Guado Salam. I mean, come on. That's like never having heard of, like, Star Wars or the Bible. I mean, it's a big deal. The LeBlanc Syndicate taking over Guado Salam. That's big, heavy-duty shit right there. So anyway, alright, so let's get to the actual Citadel where we're meant to be. Go, get loud, pour some drinks, spill some drinks. That is a much safer Jacob reference than talking about his father. And, because I cannot talk about Jacob's father without referring to his sex slaves in a way that is offensive, and not even the sex slave part. But he had an army of sex slaves to whom I applied an adjective, which you're not really supposed to use anymore. Not a racial thing, but you're still not polite. And I was not being respectful to his mentally deficient sex slaves. So we'll stick with tried and true safe references like getting loud and spilling drinks on the Citadel.
This one is so annoying.
Not to mention the fact that that's a reference to the Citadel. Other Jacob references are not automatically references to the Citadel. I'm sorry, I'm trapped in stream of consciousness mode. I mean, we will eventually get to something We'll eventually get someplace where the game gives me something to react to, and I stop just, like, prattling on about nonsense. Or at least if I'm prattling on about nonsense, it will be gameplay-related nonsense. Okay, almost got the touch, Angela. He was right there. Benevodons. These beasts of destruction were sealed away in the Mana Stones in the past. The Benevodons are responsible for bringing the world to the brink of chaos. We're just mentioning that casually. It's not like you're going to end up fighting the Benevodons. I mean, come on. Why would we give you a series of element-themed bosses right at the end? This isn't Chrono Cross. We're not going to throw a bunch of kind of vaguely plot-related elemental bosses at the end of the game to extend it. I mean, come on. Chrono Cross. That was a Square Enix game. This is a Square Enix game too, but... Oh, here we go.
Oh, I see you are all well.
And not wasting your time at our old hideout. Yes, that's what we wish to do.
I understand your predicament. I will unblock the path.
Without the permission of Rize. And we don't actually need to duck into the palace to see if Rize, the Citadel rather, to see if Rize is there, because the plot has told us she's out looking for her brother.
However, the Winged Defender is the protector of the Laurent Mountains. It is said that he only appears for us Amazons.
Now, I know 2 of you are women. Clearly you have accomplished yourselves as warriors. But I'm afraid that Durand and his little nutsack will automatically cause you to fail your quest.
Specifically, it's his nutsack. Not like there's nothing about the male spirit or the masculine identity. It's specifically the Winged Defender likes Amazons because it hates the nutsack.
You know, you guys say a lot of things, and they're all bullshit, so let's go, guys.
I do like, there's some fantasy conceits in this that in a game that is a little bit more serious in tone, or even light in tone, but goes in a little bit more into the lore. The idea that there's more than one female-dominated mythical land in this. You've got the Amazons, who are mostly about martial combat, like, physical. And you've got little cactus. And you've got an area of female mages. So, like, the fact that they could be in conflict, like, it's not like, oh, automatically because they're the fantasy female kingdoms, they're aligned. Like, no, they're both, like, that's part of the lore of those countries, but it doesn't entirely define who they are. I find kind of neat. That in theory, like, based on the past and the Queen of Reason and the King of Valsena, the Hero King, having worked together against enemies in the past, there had been an allegiance that the Queen has broken. But yeah, they could be more aligned than potentially the Amazons are with the other female kingdom, or potentially the Valsena, which is a land of, martial prowess and the dignity of the sword. They could theoretically have more cultural similarities and, a stronger basis for alliance with the Amazons, who are into, most of the ones we've seen are supposedly fighting with spears. They don't do the bow Amazon thing so much. They're Javazons. But, Spearazons. They're Curzon. They're Curzon decks. I'm rambling on again, but yeah, it's like, actually you could have some conceivable storyline directions where they align in all different ways. The Beastmen are the only people who seem to just hate everybody else. And even that, we're not seeing that much of what motivates the Beast King. We're getting a lot of some of the notions of his troops. The people in the town, the one town that's in their territory, don't seem to support those ideas. And then Death Chester, call me crazy, but I'm not sure he's really entirely motivated by what's best for the Beastmen. He seems like he might just have his own agenda. So these are the same enemies, but at higher levels. I can get behind that. I understand that concept. Looks like, I don't know what day it is, but... Oh, it might be Luna Day or Dryad Day, because I'm not getting any kind of boosts.
Cyclone.
I was trying to do it on the Copper Knight.
What's that?
Shit, we didn't even hit it enough to knock it out of the sky.
That's the spirit.
The Dryad spirit. The most confidence-lacking spirit of them all. Celestial Peak is considered a different dungeon, so it's not like Heaven's Causeway map 9 of 14 or something. Which I wouldn't have objected to that. I'm making a note for myself. Probably should expect to find 1 to 2 little cacti here. Have I got the fancy pants version of Wind yet? No. That is actually one of the ones I'm still working on. Oh, that was Holy Bolt, not the wind spell anyway. Screwed up.
Spangler.
Oh, and it's single target. Never mind. Yeah, it's not even worth using to try to get several hits off of. Wow, took a beating there. But,
Nothing.
That was nothing, thanks to the fact that we healed right at the end.
Compu Shawit helped us out there. I made a bit of a mess out of that. Not like really making a huge difference. Oh, I wonder what the right way to go here is. It looks like this is a shorter path that is just going to lead to treasure. Well, maybe not. Oh, actually, I misread the map entirely. Okay. So I go this way. I'm probably going to get to a point where I could drop off from above, and this is where I end up if I... The game does not let us fall to our deaths. It does let Shawit get behind, although I believe she will teleport to our location eventually if we get too far away. Alright, Holy Bolt for the 2 flying fellows. I kind of wish they arranged these by... like the Fireball Plus, which is the lower level Firebolt spell that but now has range, and Explode, which is the higher level fire spell, which is currently single target. I wish they put the elements together. Instead, they kind of seem to be broken up in the order in which we learned them somehow, kind of, sort of, maybe. Like Ice Smash is level 1. I guess they've got all the level 1 spells, then you cycle through the level 2 spells. I mean, that makes sense, too, I guess. Whatever. You saw it right, folks. We'll figure this out. I got a double hit on the magic, which is what I wanted. So now we can explode this guy. And I'll stick with Holy Bolt because I think that'll slowly build up its damage output. I do not recall whether we have a boss to fight here, and if we do, I certainly don't remember its elemental weakness. So... The game is doing a good job of distracting me from feeling shitty, but every so often I hear the infuser and it just kind of makes me go, ugh. I do not believe you guys are, it's loud enough to pick up on the microphone. If it is, please let me know. It'll just be a sporadic little, like, mechanical whirring sound. Again, I don't think you're hearing it. Don't, like, if you're not hearing it, don't, like, go back and carefully listen for it or anything like that. But if anybody thinks they're hearing it, let me know and I don't know what I'll do. Mic repositioning. Thought I saw some over there. Eventually there's a way for us to get over there, but I thought I saw a certain little friend that we would want to make sure that we found. Crosscut really seem warranted here? I guess these guys can do some damage if we don't hurry up and knock off their armor so that we can start attacking them regular.
It's just getting started.
The imps were primarily a pain in the butt in the Super Famicom version because, like a lot of the flying enemies, they just had really high evade. Otherwise, they're not that big of a deal. And in this game, they might have cast a few nasty spells. In this game, maybe my memory's failing me, but I don't remember them really doing that much to worry about at all. Okay, so why am I not hitting this thing? I know we hadn't started combat. I just don't know why combat hadn't started. I'm going to stick with Holy Bolt. They're not weak against it, but I'm just see if I can build up its damage. It builds up to like something like 70% boost if you keep casting the same element over and over. Is that how it works? Before I get too involved with this? 5% when using magic of the same element in succession, up to 30. So it only goes up to 30, but that's nothing to sneeze at. And I don't know if leaving an area or doing a bunch of plot scenes or saving the game will reset that. Oh, I've got points I didn't spend for everybody. I don't think I spent the points we got from beating a plant monster. Which is a shame because I was thinking, oh, I don't have Cyclone Plus and Thunderstorm. I should have had it. And we'll, in fact, have access to it now going forward. Useful, I believe, only against the those knights. So maybe that's the one I should be powering up. But whatever, it's not the end of the world here. So we'll max out intelligence. So we've got everything maxed out, and now we just put points into luck. Luck the Tatujin. And same thing for you. We max out the second to least important thing, and now we'll start working on your least important thing, which for Kawi is strength. Now, have I missed anything I need to be leveling up? Despite the excitement of seeing these new spells, I will stick with Holy Bolt. Hopeful, ever hopeful in the knowledge that the damage is increasing. And I like that it's the same element, not the same spell, so I can switch back and forth between Lucent Beam and Holy Bolt. I really should have avoided that last one. I somehow thought it would be cool to sneak in and take him out during his big attack, but that was actually kind of bad.
Keep me waiting.
Come on.
Don't keep me waiting.
I've not found... Have we found a little cactus, maybe? I've already kind of lost track of that. No, we don't have any little cacti here, but there's a couple of screens still to go. And as soon as we're done using magic to heal, we come across a free healing thing. Well, whatever.
Fine then. Here I go. Bye.
Crosscut.
Silver item seed, nothing else here. So we will scoot past these same guys again.
Fine then. Here I go. See you around.
Oh, it looks like the plot wants us to come here. Is this going to trigger a scene? Can't control that camera angle, guys. That's not on me. Oh, here we go. Oh, now that could have been a really interesting camera angle.
It's too small to defend much of anything. Oh, is this one a baby?
He's adorable. I'm Charlotte, by the way, jumping in.
We're trying to get to the sanctuary of Mana. Can you help us?
No, get lost.
Be careful. He looks angry.
He looks disdainful.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're a girl dragon, aren't you? How about I give you a cute name to apologize?
I'm not one of those girls.
You like Flammy.
Well, this game already has a Flame Con, and it's already got the elves who are all and Lumina, but I guess we can call you Flammy or Flammy.
Yeah, right, I'm into that.
Flammy, I am oh so sorry to ask. This is urgent. Would you please take us to the portal in the sky above Oblivion?
And we have the familiar flying theme. The love theme from Secret of Mana is back. And now we have to come back to this dungeon again and go farther. to get to the Benebodon of Wind eventually. Most of the Benebodons are located at the extreme end of a dungeon that you were only partially able to clear earlier in the game. Oh, we're going to go straight through? I was kind of hoping to have a chance to end the video. Well, I suppose I can end the video by just keeping this thing paused. Well, now we got a great upskirt shot of Flammy. All sorts of chances to look up the business end of various female fantasy characters in this LP. Ooh, this is like Rumble Roses for people who want elven runes in their games. But anyway, when we come back next time, we've got Flammy. It looks like the story is going to automatically fly us to the Sanctuary of Mana. We don't get to, like, goofily go someplace and find an inn and waste time, because this story, it's one of these, we have as much time to do this as we want, but narrative purposes, there is an urgency to stop 3 different evil forces, all of whom are trying to get the Sword of Mana for their own dark ends. Will we succeed? Maybe not by the end of the next video, but I have a feeling that we probably will ultimately save the game. Trials of Mana doesn't seem like the kind of game where the world will be totally destroyed at the end. But I guess we'll find out as we continue this Let's Play adventure. I hope you join me. See you next time, guys.